Hello and welcome to the GEM Tutoring Center's video on multiplying mixed numbers using the distributive property method. So we talked about in the previous video the improper fractions method. Now we're going to talk about the distributive property method. So we're on this one right now. Mixed numbers are numbers like 1.5, 3 5/6, and 9 7/17. So we're going to take not these numbers specifically, but we're going to take similar looking numbers and multiply them and try to simplify them using the distributive property method. So what is the distributive property? Let's just refresh what it is. You may have a number like 2 times 1 plus 3. Okay, you may have an expression like this. And what the distributive property method does is it says, okay, everything over here gets multiplied with everything in here once. So 2 times 1 and then 2 times 3. So we will get 2 times 1 plus 2 times 3. Okay? And when we simplify that, it's going to be 2 plus 6, which equals 8. Okay? And we can check this using another way, by evaluating what is in the parentheses first. So we get 2 times 1 plus 3, which is 4, which just simply equals 8. So the distributive property for one number against two numbers works. Now let's try a little bit more complicated case, okay, where we have 2 plus 3 times 5 plus 4. Okay? So what the distributive property is telling us is that 2 times 5 plus 2 times 4, let me write those down, 2 times 5 plus 2 times 4, gets added with 3 times 5 and 3 times 4. Okay? So every item in this expression gets multiplied with every item in this expression. Okay, so that's going to be equal to 10 plus 8, which is 18, plus 15, plus 12. Okay, that's equal to 18 plus 27, which is equal to 45. And now let's check our work. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. So we get 45. Okay, so that works. So the distributive property can also work when you have two numbers getting multiplied with two numbers. Okay, two numbers in one expression getting multiplied with two numbers in another expression. So the reason why I told you this is that when we multiply mixed numbers using the distributive property method, we actually have two items getting multiplied with two items. So let me show you how that is true. Let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say we want to multiply 1.5 with 2 3/4. So what will happen is the 1 gets multiplied with the 2 and with the 3/4. Okay, so these are two items. The 1 and the half are separate items, and the 2 and the 3/4 are also separate items. So what we're really multiplying is 1 plus half times 2 plus 3/4. Okay, that's what we are multiplying. So let's go back to what we were doing here. So the 1 times the 1 is the 1 times the 2 plus the 1 times the 3/4. So that's equal to 1 times 2 plus 1 times 3/4. Okay, that's these right here. These. And the half gets multiplied with the 2 and the 3/4. So we get plus half times 2 plus half times 3/4. Okay, so let's simplify this like this. So 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3/4 is 3/4. 1 half times 2 is 1. And half times 3/4 is 3/8. So let's simplify this further. 3, because 2 plus 1 is 3. And then I need to make this common denominator 8. So this is going to be 6/8. And this is 3/8. Okay? So that's going to be 3 plus 9 eighths. And 9 eighths is actually equal to 1 and 1/8, right? This is a little fact here. So this is equal to 3 plus 1 plus 1/8. So the answer is 4 and 1/8. Okay? So does that make sense? 1.5 times 2 3/4? Yeah, it sounds about right. 4 and 1/8. Okay, now let's do another example which is slightly longer, but still we can solve it using the distributive property method. So example 2. We're going to take 2 3/7 and multiply it by 4 8/9. So this is going to equal the following. We're going to have 2 times 4 plus 2 times 8/9. Okay, and then we're going to have 3/7 times 4 and plus 3/7 times 8/9. 3/7. Okay, now we're going to simplify this. So this is 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 times 8 over 9 is 16 over 9. And then this one is going to be 12 over 7. This will be 24 over 63. Okay, so we have two improper fractions. So let's make those mixed numbers, simplify them. So this will be 8 plus 1 and 7/9 plus 1 and 5/7. And then the remaining term plus 24 over 63. So this 8, this 1, and this 1 can get added together, so that's going to be 10. And now we need to make these fractions into fractions that have a denominator of 63. So I'm going to multiply this top and bottom by 7, so I'll get 49 over 63. And this top and bottom gets multiplied by 9, so 45 over 63. And then plus 24 over 63. So let's add 49, 45, and 24 together, see what we get. So this is 14 right here. 14 plus 4 is 18. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. Okay, so we get 10 and 118 over 63. Okay, so this is clearly an improper fraction. So we're going to say 118 minus 63 is 5, 5, and this is 0. So we're left with 10 plus 155 over 63, which is equal to 11 and 55 over 63. Okay, so that's our answer. All right, and you can check these against the examples that were done in the previous video on improper fractions method. These are the same problems you might have noticed, and we're getting the same answers using both methods. Okay, that concludes this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you'd like to hear about when we make new videos, and hope to see you in the next videos. Thank you.